Hamsa Shiva Soham.
Hamsa Shiva Soham.
Soham Hamsa Shiva.
Soham Hamsa Shiva.
Sa Shiva Soham Hamsa.
Sa Shiva Soham Hamsa.
Hamsa Shiva Soham.
Hamsa Shiva Soham.
Soham Hamsa Shiva.
Soham Hamsa Shiva.
Sa Shiva Soham Hamsa.
Sa Shiva Soham Hamsa.
Hamsa Shiva Soham.
Hamsa Shiva Soham.
Soham Hamsa Shiva.
Soham Hamsa Shiva.
Sa Shiva Soham Hamsa.
Sa Shiva Soham Hamsa.
So we have completed our parikrama with the positive way of looking at the whole parikrama by following the Kaivalya Upanishad, the journey of the one to the one, by the one, in the one, for the one, forever and ever and ever and ever. And this is the concluding session. And last class we saw, it said what? Etasmat jayate prano manas sarvendriyani cha kham vayurjyotirapah prithvi vishwasya dharini. And here it was told that that absolute reality, the supreme reality alone expresses as life, that life alone expresses as the mind alone expresses as the five senses, and the five senses are at the subtle level, they are made up of the five senses, and at the gross level they are made up of the five elements. They provide the stimuli for the five senses. So it's a play of the one with the one. There is no two there. Just like I told you last class that in the dream, the mind alone has become everything in the dream. The person, the space, air, fire, water, earth, gods, devatas, past, present, future, parallel universe, siddhis, bodies, plants, animals, mosquitoes, human beings, and the life expressing through them. Everything is nothing but that mind alone. If it is gelling what I am saying right now, exactly the same thing is happening in the waking state also. But we are not slowed down enough in our mind to catch it. We have to slow down. You did slow down when you are doing parikrama. But if you are not prepared, you start hallucinating. If you are not prepared, you become afraid, you go into anxiety mode. But if you are prepared, you grasp it with that you are that. That's it. There is nothing more to be done after that. Because naturally your mind is coming to that state. And these type of verses help us to be that. Continuing, Yat param brahma sarvatma. एक मिनट कोई दरवाजा बंद कर रहे हैं और just put it forward. है? Oh, okay. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Oh, is it?
Yeah, 20th.
20th जा रहा है? Sorry. Yeah, okay. We did. Yes, that's right. Mayyeva sakalam jatam. Mayi sarvam pratishthitam. Mayi sarvam layam yati. Tad brahmadvayam asmyaham. It is in this I the whole world is manifest, attains existence, and ultimately merges in this absolute I. This is the meaning of the infinite non-dual reality referred as the absolute I. Is it not true? What is your experience of creation? I am asking. What is your experience of creation? Give me brainstorm here just for 2-3 people.
Our children.
Our
children.
Your children is your creation.
I think it's my mind playing.
Your mind is your creation.
Our dreams. Dreams.
Dreams is his creation. Anyone
Whatever
else?
I'm viewing outside my physical body, whatever is visible to these senses,
Whatever is visible to your senses. Okay.
The whole
Our
world.
whole world. All of you are correct. But there is one more. Your experience of creation is 3. One is the waking creation, second is the dream creation, and third is the absence of the two. This is your complete experience of creation, which is divided into these 3. You understand? Just like man is divided into husband, no, not wife, husband, son, and father. तो उसी लाइन में लग गया husband, wife. So just like one is divided into 3, similarly, the creation, our experience, it's your direct experience, everyday experience, that you experience the waking creation, you experience the dream creation, and you experience the absence of the 3 creation, the 2. That's exactly what is saying here. Mayyeva sakalam jatam, mayi sarvam pratishtitam. Everything comes from me, everything stays in me, and everything goes back to me. Because where is the creation? As you said, it is in the mind. Mind alone is projecting it. Nobody has said, when you say I am a wife of doctor, can you find some wife anywhere? You can only find woman. You can't find wife. So where is wife?
in the mind.
Only in the mind. It's a projection of your mind.
The same way anything we see, the way I see and interpret may not be the same for somebody who...
Exactly. So scriptures don't go into how you interpret or how she interprets or how he interprets. They give you general principle. So what I just told you, Mayyeva sakalam jatam mai sarva. So when I take Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, manifestation and unmanifestation, everything is happening in me. This is the general principle. And it is your direct experience. It is not something imagined by someone in their mind and is being imposed to you, upon you. It is your experience, everyone's. Accept it.
And it's collectively happening in all the manifestations. Is that how we take it? Because
So again,
separation comes there.
So again, when you say if it is collectively happening in all the manifestations, from scripture's point of view, there is only
One.
manifestation is only phenomena, and it will eternally go on. Nothing can be done about it, because you are realized waking and dream and sleep will not stop. Hunger and thirst will not stop. Going to toilet, bladder pressure will not stop. It will continue. But you are not enslaved by it. You are indifferent to it. Just like you were indifferent to your body when you were at Dolmala Pass. Body was just walking. You are watching. You know it is, hey, you have to go. You are watching. You know you are trying to put efforts, but legs are not moving. And yet, the body moves. Somehow it moves.
That's exactly...
So those are the moments of realization that there is some, and you go into witnessing that this is happening.
Absolutely.
Because I have given up, I can't do it anymore. Continuing. Anoraniyanamev tadvata Mahanaham Vishwamaham Vichitram Puratanoham Purushohamisho Hiranmayoham Shivarupamasmi. Together, अणोरणीयानहमेव तद्वत् महानहं विश्वमहं विचित्रं पुरातनोऽहं पुरुषोऽहमीशो हिरण्मयोऽहं शिवरूपमस्मि. Hiranmayoham Shivarupam. So here what does he say? That the absolute I, Anoraniyan, Mahatomahyan, means this self that you are, it is the finer than the finest and the greater than the greatest at the same time. You are that. We are talking about you. That this Atma, this conscious principle, this absolute I, it's the most tiny. Science has not found out that minimum smallest particle yet, but it is this. It is the smallest, and at the same time, it is the, like Hanumanji. Sometimes we see in the serials. Suddenly it becomes so much. Suddenly it becomes very big.
Most expensive.
So Anoraniyan is subtler than the subtlest. Mahato Mahiyan, greater than the greatest. Then Tadvat Mahanaham Vishwamaham Vichitram. So he says here, and yet larger than the largest. Thus, this I is the infinite, this I is the multiplicity of expressions, this I is a wonder of wonders, this I is Puratanoham, Aham Puratanaha. It's the most ancient one. Most ancient means there is no beginning for it. There is nothing older than that if you want to go back. It is Puratanoham, and it is the most ancient, the conscious controller. Then Purushohamisho, he is the inner controller of all the beings. Just like your mind is the controller of all the beings in the dream, exactly the same way, Mahatmas, they may not show it, realized masters, or they know that they alone are expressing in and through everyone. See? Just like you know, is there any doubt? You are pervading every cell of your body. You have any doubt? You have any doubt that you are pervading every organ of your body, even though every organ is having a different function? Do you have any doubt? Equally, doubt-free knowledge is of the masters, saints and sages. They know that they alone are pervading the entire universe. Every being. कैसा होता होगा? जरा सोचिए. These are such contemplative verses. And then he says, it is the ancient, the conscious controller, ever shining, and Hiranmayoham, it is ever shining. Like Hiranya is the gold. So it is ever shining as the gold. And who is that? Shivarupamasmi. It is of the nature, or it is of the nature of auspiciousness, and that I am. Whether you take Shiva as the form, or you take Shiva as the Kailash, or you take Shiva as auspiciousness. Shiva means auspiciousness. Shava means who are you touching? Feet. Today so many people touched again and again. You are touching the body of a Shava. Sannyasi is a Shava, because he has done his last rites. So अब देख लो तुमको ऑस्पिशियस मिला क्या अनऑस्पिशियस मिला. So you are of the nature of that golden effulgence, which is always auspicious. Why? In front of that effulgence, darkness cannot remain. When the sun rises, darkness before you, there is for us, sun, thank you very much for removing the darkness from our life and giving us the daylight, and I am going to give you arghya. He says, hey, first stop before you do arghya. Tell me, what is darkness?
Absence of light.
Sun doesn't know that. Sun doesn't know what light is also. So how can he know what is absence of light? Because what light you see is only reflection. Zara sochiye. देखो, so whom are we fooling? करना चाहिए ये सब, but with understanding. हाँ, so हिरण्मयोहम शिवरूपमस्मि. I am of that I am of the nature of that auspicious golden effulgence in front of him, in front of which no darkness, no ignorance can ever stay put. Anoraniyaan mahato mahiyaan Hameva tadva. Sorry, I'm going into some other Upanishad. Anoraniyaan ahameva tadvata Yanameva tadvata Mahanaham vishwamaham vichitram Puratanoham purushohamisho Hiranmayoham shivarupamasmi. Here it says Purushaha aham Ishaha. Isha means Ishvara. Aham means I. I am the Ishvara of all Purushas. Kar lo baat ab. You should have the capacity and the acumen to digest this statement, because this is being talked about who you actually are. नहीं तो वही है, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, कृष्ण 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 हरे. नेक्स्ट. अपाणिपादो अहमित अपाणिपादो अहम, क्या है यार? अपाणिपादो हम अचिन्त्य शक्ति पश्याम्य चक्षुष शृणोम्य कर्णः अहम विजानामि विविक्त रूपो न चास्ति वेत्ता मम चित् सदाहम. टुगेदर. अपाणिपादोऽहमचिन्त्य शक्तिः पश्याम्य चक्षुष शृणोम्य कर्णः अहं विजानामि विविक्तरूपो न चास्ति वेत्ता मम चित् सदाहम्. This I is, although devoid of the limitations of the hands and legs, apanipado, that is hands and legs, has unparalleled strength. He sees without eyes. This also comes in our Ishavasya Upanishad, that he sees but he has got no eyes. He hears but he has got no ears. He moves but he has got no legs. He holds everything but he has got no hands. If you want to go ahead, he thinks he has got no mind. Ishvara has got no mind. अच्छा, हमको पता ही नहीं था, अब पता चल गया. Mind only comes where there is duality. Ishvara is everything. So there is no duality for him, for the absolute one. So he sees without eyes, hears without ears. This eye knows all that is unknown of variety of expressions, and thus pure conscious eye can never be known as an object of knowledge by the ignorant ones. Object of knowledge means what? Like I know you. I know you objectively. This is Maha. This is Subramanian. This is Nitin. This is table. This is camera. This is Nagaraj. This is ash tray. So all this is object. I know this whole world. I know my parents. I know some things of the past. I have aspirations for the future. All this I know objectively. I know God. Where? In the temple. Objective. I know God. He gave me darshan. I was telling someone in the car today, Dhruv Maharaj. That was also objective, because he came as a form in the mind. Also objective. That's the instruction I gave him today. So don't be, if you are objective in your approach, you will never reach what Kaivalyopanishad is indicating. It is indicating you. So don't shortchange yourself by superimposing that Atma on everything else. Yes, everything is Atma, but name and form is not Atma. Name and form is not Atma. Name and form is a phenomenon, is mithya. But the substratum on which this phenomena is coming, that is Atman, that is the Paramatma, the conscious principle, the absolute I. And therefore, here he says, Aham vijanami vivikta rupo. I alone know all the forms. I am pervading all the forms. Na jasti vetta mama chit sadaham. And I can never be known as the self. The Atman can never be known as an object of knowledge. Can never be known as it cannot be known as separate from yourself. You can know the body as separate, you can know the breath as separate, you can know the mind as separate, you can know the notions and convictions as separate, you can know the waker, dream and deep sleeper as separate, you can even know the samadhi purusha as the separate. Means I went in and came out, but you can never come to know the self as separate from yourself. Accept it, be it. And in this way, Vedairanekairahameva vedyo Kairahameva vedyo Vedanta krudveda videva chaham Na punya pape mama nasti nasho Na janma dehendriya buddhirasti. Together, Vedairanekairahameva vedyo Vedanta krudveda videva chaham Na punya pape mama nasti nasho Na janma dehendriya buddhirasti. Though all the Vedantic texts, through all the Vedantic texts, this I alone is revealed. It is this I alone who plays the role of the teacher and the disciple. Just like that water alone played the role of the ocean and the wave. What is ocean? Which includes all the wave. Who knows I am in and through all the waves. But is there only one ocean? There are many oceans. Is there only one God? Many gods. Isn't it? So, where is your attention? On the manyness or on the oneness? The constant principle.
Shift.
Huh?
You have to shift.
You have to shift it's a slight one. By years and lifetimes of practice, we keep going objective in approach. We have to go subjective in approach. So here he says that through all the when we say Vedantic texts, what is Vedanta? The Upanishads are the Vedanta. So all the Upanishads, there are many Upanishads, but mainly the 11 of them are taught, and all of them propagate that Atma alone is one. And why should we believe it? Because saints and sages who are more expansive and more and abiding in their own essential nature are extraordinary, are wondrous. They have confirmed what Upanishads are saying is absolutely true. So who are we? We are smarter than them. We can't even control our children, and we want to say that Upanishads are wrong. So here he says that just as the water plays the role of the ocean and the wave, similarly that pure consciousness takes, or that Ishvara takes the role of the teacher on one hand and the student on one hand. And this eternal game is going on. If you see Ramayana, how does it begin? Shiva Parvati Uvacha. Parvati ji asks the question. That one Paramashiva alone becomes Shiva Parvati. Parvati asks the question, Shivji starts answering, and the drama begins. Isn't it? You read Adhyatma Ramayana, there also Shiva Parvati Uvacha. Then after that, Sita starts that everything I am making Ram do, I am not doing, he is not doing anything, he is the non-doer. पानी चाहिए ये ला. See, so one alone is playing all the roles. Just like one mind alone is playing the multiple roles in the dream. Just like one man is playing the multiple roles as father, son, brother, etc. But they are all in him. But in the dream, you alone are the husband also, your mind alone is the wife also. Arey, pagal hai kya? You don't go mad there. How come you go mad here? Socho. So it's the play of the one with the one. क्या फिर बोलते हैं? It is this I alone who knows the I. So there is no infiltration of a thought for self-realization. For knowing the self, no thought entry is allowed. The I knows the I without a thought. This thought came yesterday also, or day before yesterday, in the one of the satsangs. I am, I think, therefore I am, or I am, therefore thinking happens.
I am therefore thinking happens.
So do you need
Without that, there is
to?
no
So
thinking.
do you need to think in order to be?
No,
Correct.
I am already there.
Therefore, so only I knows the I without a thought. If there is a I thought,
No.
it can only know something, but not itself.
So there's a duality there.
There is duality. Subject can only know object, but the subject can never know the subject. If the subject becomes devoid, chitta vritti nirodha iti yoga. So if the subject I becomes devoid of all other thoughts, vrittis, thoughts, then it has got nothing to hold on to. It has got nothing to associate with. It has not got nothing to interact with. It falls back upon itself. And that is tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam, according to Patanjali Yoga Sutra. That's exactly what is here.
So it alone exists.
It alone is. It is self-existing. Another way of putting it, it is self-existing, it is self-knowing. Without any
Knower or
without any infiltration of a thought. No thought. The moment thought comes,
It's duality.
second person.
three.
Yeah.
It's
think
called
of thought
Triputi.
and- yeah.
Subject, object, instrument of knowledge. Experiencer, experience, experiencing. Knower, known, knowing. Seer, seen, seeing. This is what is happening at the instrument level, isn't it? But when it comes to the I, the real, the absolute I, these three are absent. These three are possible only in the mind. You are beyond the mind and yet supporting the mind.
Thoughtless state.
Initially thoughtless, afterwards it doesn't matter thoughts come or don't come because you are established. You understand? Na bhumi, ये पूरा नहीं किया ना हमने. For this absolute I, neither for this absolute I, neither there is sin nor merit, nor there is birth nor death. The conditioning of the body, senses, mind, or the intellect are indeed superimposed on this I, which are absolutely absent in this absolute I. So that is what you are. But somewhere we have gone wrong and started accepting out of ignorance, out of forgetfulness of our true nature, that I am the body, that I am the breath, I am the mind, I am the intellect. It's forgetfulness. Only, see, first step is we forget who we are. Second step is we project who we are. So a bachelor forgets he is happy as a bachelor. Then he gets married. Then he projects, I am a husband,
I'm happy.
I'm happy.
Supposed to be happy.
But he projects. तो वही ड्रामा अपना चल रहा है. So in this manner, whatever we have got here, whatever has been superimposed, we have to त्यागे नहीं के अमृत तत्व मानुषो. Remember the one of the previous verses it came. त्यागे नहीं को, let go, let go, let go, let go. Just keep thinking, I'm not the body, but just thinking I'm not the body is not enough. How I'm not the body also should be clear. For that I gave you one technique. Thank God you are not remembering. I can repeat it. Remember the technique?
Just before going to sleep.
नहीं एक simple. This is a camera. I know this is a camera. I'm not the camera. This is a table. I know this is the table. I'm not the table. This is a
Body.
I know this is a
Body.
I'm not the body. Then keep going through.
Yeah.
You can't hold on to anything. You'll come back to your original nature. Initially, it might sound a bit foolish. Monotonous, it might sound foolish. But as things start calming down, the impact of this will start, जैसे कभी कभी, the when we were walking, the tiredness begins from the legs, toes. Then it goes to the balls of your feet, then it goes to the heels, then it comes to the ankle, then to the calf muscles, and slowly, slowly, before you know, it has spread all over your body. Same way, this joy that you are not the body or breath or mind, the indifference towards it, it just takes you over. त्यागे नहीं के अमृतत्व मानुषो. Continuing second last verse. न भूमिरापो न च वह्निरस्ति न चानिलो मेस्ति न चाम्बरं च एवं विदित्वा परमात्मरूपम् गुहाशयं निष्कलमद्वितीयम्. Together, न भूमिरापो न जवन्निरस्ति न चानिलो मेस्ति न चाम्बरं च एवं विदित्वा परमात्मरूपं गुहाशयं कलमद्वितीयम्. He says, not only the individual conditionings at the effect level referred in the above verse exist in the absolute, in this absolute, so also the conditionings at the causal level, namely the five great elements, earth, water, fire, fire, and the space, etc., they also do not exist in the. So first it was told that he is pervading everything. Now everything is being taken away, that nothing exists, because if something exists in the reality, then there will be two, reality plus that what is existing. But reality, what is the definition of reality? Sat Chit Anand, continuous existence, continuous conscious existence. Correct? So how can you have another thing existing in the absolute reality? You cannot. Can anything else other than water exist in water? You may call it ocean and wave, but is it not only water and only water? Exactly the same way. In reality, only reality is. In the absolute, only absolute is. So there is no place for gods, there is no place for devatas, there is no place for space, air, fire, water, earth, there is no place for space-time objectivity. All this is phenomena. And what is phenomena? Again I repeat, that which appears but actually is not there. And what are we caught up in? In the phenomena. Who is miserable? because of the child? Mother or woman?
Mother.
So mother is phenomena. Woman is not affected. So come to the real you and be happy. See?
So does that mean all these 5 Panchabhuta,
Hmm.
they really don't exist?
No, they are
Now tell me
part
one
of,
thing.
Hmm.
You say space, air, fire, water, earth. Have you ever seen space? Then
It's all around us, but you haven't seen it.
have you seen it? You have experienced air, fire, water, earth. But have you experienced space?
No.
There you go.
That's okay for space, then the other 4 are perceptible. Again, that becomes a thinker comes.
But so from nothing, something has been projected. So can air, fire, water, earth come from somewhere outside?
No.
Space. Can they come outside of space? So space alone modified to express as air modified to become fire modified to become water,
Akashat Vayu Vayu.
and exactly. And you want to experience that. You go for a jog in the morning. You are absolutely still. You are not sweating. Nothing. You are fine, happy, fresh. You start jogging. You are moving in space. What will first thing happen when you start jogging? You'll feel the air. As you keep jogging, what will happen? You will heat up. Heat up.
And then you start sweating.
And you heat, fire element. Then you start sweating. And if you stop, it will become earth, dirt. तो पांचों एलिमेंट तुमने क्रिएट कर लिया और क्या चाहिए? कहाँ से आए?
From the self.
कहीं हाँ बोलने के लिए सेल्फ. But actually speaking, that is just an example I am giving you. But when you look at the 5 elements, they are only phenomenal. They are only phenomenal. And our whole life, as we know it, including this, is only phenomenal. When we take it too seriously, we become miserable about it. If I go more than another 10-15 minutes, you will start becoming miserable. Swami ji packing karni hai, Swami ji ye karna hai, Swami ji wo karna hai.
So even
But-
the Panchabhutas are as insignificant as the world that you see outside.
Including all the planets and grahas and sun and moon and everything. On one hand, we take it that way. On the other hand, we say everything is the expression. It's a contradiction. On the other hand, we said before, everything is pervading. Everything is inclusive within him. So, in Gita chapter 9, you read, Mayyeva sakalam jatam, may sarvam pratishtatam, us wale verse mein. So, he says, everything is in me, I am in everything, nothing is in me, I am not in anything, yet I support everything and I am independent of everything. So, it's, he, without him, phenomena cannot express. So phenomena happens at 2 levels. Ek minute. Phenomena happens at 2 levels. Can you tell me? Not waking dream, deep sleep. It happens at samashti and vyashti. Individual creation and total creation. Total creation is the God creation. Individual creation is our stupid creation. So this is the phenomena. Another name for phenomena is creation. Another name for phenomena is mithya. If you can digest all these.
I mean, there's a perfect scientific explanation for this whole thing. Starts with the wave, and then, like I said last time, extremely low entropy, and slowly entropy increases, and the end of the universe, nothing, all just vanishes.
There is no end of universe.
No, it's a cycle wherein everything becomes.
That way. It's only the end of universe is only a beginning, new beginning.
Then it starts up. The whole thing starts up.
So Sunday comes, Monday comes again.
It starts up again.
Yes. So then we come down a little bit where we say the Chatur Yugas and everything. It starts all over again. All the gods come and all the drama begins.
And they have mentioned the length of each yuga.
Yes.
And they have said, they have done calculation and said that length, what they mentioned in scriptures,
Vedas, yeah.
matches very well with the scientific explanation. It says that's the length of the universe.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
There you go. So, suddenly we become very interested in data. We are talking about the source. We are talking about the constant one, not the changing one. You have one space in the waking, the space outside. You got another space in the dream. Have you ever noticed? And deep sleep, another space. Blankness. Which space is real? I will not make you mad. तुम कुछ पूछ रहे थे?
Picking up on your earlier discussion, now that guys have found some traces of oxygen and potentially water on the other side of the moon. So when we talk about Panchabhuta, normally we refer as a reference to ourselves to understand that. Now we're finding elements which we are not seeing, like there will be hundreds and thousands and millions of these things across the universe.
There will be many
So
earths.
manifestation cases, Swamiji, how do you even imagine such a manifestation?
Yes, you raise your level of expansion of your imagination. If you can imagine a dream in which you can go through multiple lives in one dream, why can't you do it in waking?
Oh, high altitude में आता है वैसे.
हाँ, yeah.
Multiple levels of prayer. कोई doubt नहीं है. Example.
When we found him on
So-
Dola Pass, me and Munich, he was in some other universe.
I was,
You're not setting up Swamiji for this.
no, I did not even know they were behind me. And I said, Bholenath, all I need is a couple of sips of water.
And it came. And it was delivered.
And
You
it
ask
came.
and you shall
came, and then
receive.
somebody
No,
said,
there is a story behind it.
I know.
I gave him water. I said, drink this water. He said, no. Then Nimisha orders him, drink it.
चुपचाप पी लिया.
Drank it.
Anyway, so जब तुम ऐसी बात करते हो तो you
it's so expensive.
with our teeny meeny intellect, which is only me, my body, my family, my wife, my
My money,
parents,
don't
my
forget
children,
that.
my money, my house, my investments. इसके बाद तुम कहते हो कि I want to understand you. तो that कोई नहीं सोच तुमको. It will never reveal itself to you. You have to expand, man. You have to accept that you are the master. Whether there is something with you or not with you, you are still the master. You are the boss of the whole universe. The whole world is under your foot. Accept it. फिर जाके कुछ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होगी. पर अगर तुम उसी में फंसे हो, मेरे मम्मी, मेरे डैडी, मेरे बच्चे, मेरे ये, कुछ नहीं होने वाला. कुछ नहीं होने वाला. वहीं उसी चक्कर में घूमते रहोगे. तो करो सब कुछ, but shoot out of this narrow thinking and living. Because there is so much vast wonders to be explored. Patanjali Yoga Sutra mein, the third chapter of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra is exploring this. All the siddhis, little bit, you focus 3 days on the tip of your tongue. See what happens to your speech. 3 days continuously. You focus on the roof of your mouth for 3 days continuously without any deviation. See, देखो क्या होता है.
इसकी खिचड़ी अपन ने मोटा.
नहीं, मैं खिचड़ी की बात नहीं, मैं रूफ की बात कर रहा हूँ. थिंक ऑफ द मिडल ऑफ योर टंग. देखो क्या होता है. बिना यू थिंक गुलाब जामुन, इट्स द टेस्ट इज देयर इन योर माउथ. आरती विल बी हैप्पी. नहीं, 3 दिन. But are we ready to take 3 days out and give ourselves completely surrendered to that exercise? And we are talking about we want to understand such great things. But anyway, this is all objective. We are not in this Upanishad. We are not talking about the objective. We are talking about the subject itself. So here he says, कहाँ गया यार? So he says, conditioning in the causal level, namely the 5 great elements. So all these 5 elements, this is the nature of the recognition of the absolute self hidden behind the limitations of the cause and effect, although it is without any facets and is ever non-dual. So when we talk about ocean and wave, ocean is the cause, wave is the effect. But water is beyond cause and effect. When we look at our world, those who are God, dedicated to the Lord, we say God is the cause and the creation is the effect, isn't it? But the absolute is beyond cause and effect. Because I did some merits, so I was able to complete the parikrama. Because I must have done some good karmas in my past life or in this life, therefore I did not get sick. Therefore, I did not have altitude sickness. Therefore, this, therefore that. Oh, there's आप बेवकूफ़ बना रहे हो अपने आप को. There is nothing like that. You are not a product of cause and effect. The product of cause and effect is your body. But you are not the body. You are the consciousness. So decide who you are, what you want to be. We can talk more about it, but let's conclude. Samasta sakshim sadasad-vihinam prayati shuddham paramatma rupam. Together. Samasta sakshim sadasad-vihinam prayati shuddham paramatma rupam. Recognition of this absolute truth as the witnessing consciousness beyond manifest and unmanifest, ever undifferentiated, as the ultimate nature of the truth is the realization of truth. So it is not, you will not get an experience, you will not get some horripulations, you will not get tears rolling out, all ho bhi sakta hai. You will not get some electric current going through your back, nothing like that. Then how do you recognize? What is the disposition? Samasta sakshim. That you are the eternal witness of everything that is going on. And that being the eternal witness is just maintaining the poise. Maintaining the poise. जब आपकी आंखें तक 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 तक, you know this fellow is disturbed, isn't it? And if a person's eye is continuously, you know he's sleeping. So what should be the correct disposition? Shant, prasanna. The eyes should be loving, eyes should be welcoming. They're cool. There's no, those who are doing lot of tratak and lot of I am the Atma, अंदर घुसाते रहते हैं आँखों को. उनकी आँखें इतनी उग्र रहती है, नरसिम्हा भगवान की तरह. पर बाकी महात्माओं की देखो, एकदम शांत, प्रसन्न. You don't feel afraid in their presence. Some Mahatmas जो अघोरी होते हैं या very intense tapasya they have done, you are afraid to come in front of them also, because you don't know what is going to happen next. जल जाएगा सच्ची में. And therefore they don't even allow you to touch their feet, क्योंकि मेरी एनर्जी उनके पास लीक हो जाएगी. पर जो सहज भाव में है, द वन हु इज इन साक्षी है, उसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि ही इज एवरीथिंग दैट देयर इज. ही इज द इटर्नल विटनेस ऑफ एवरीथिंग दैट इज गोइंग. हु एल्स इज इटर्नल विटनेस ऑफ एवरीथिंग गोइंग ऑन? Yes, by in essence, even at this moment, you are the eternal witness, because you are witnessing waking, dream, deep sleep, samadhi coming and going. But in our understanding, what else is eternally witnessing, ever remaining undisturbed? Ishwar also, isn't it? Isn't it? तो भाई
essentially we both are same.
तो absolutely. तो हमारे स्वामी जी भी बोलते हैं कि there are 7 questions that you need to answer. Who is God? What is this creation? What is this jiva? what is the relationship between God and the creation? What is the relationship between God and the Jiva? What is the relationship between Jiva and the creation? And what is the sadhana that is required to
Dissolve.
sort this, all this? Correct. Dissolve all this. And understand the right perspective, not सोच सोच के अरे यार मैं ये हूँ कि मैं वो हूँ कि मैं कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है. साक्षी बने रहो. Every given moment you are the witness of everything that is going on. Hold it. Be in that poise ever. With this thought, recognize the absolute truth as the witnessing consciousness beyond manifest and unmanifest. So how do you know you are the witnessing consciousness? When the waking, dream and deep sleep do not take the better of you. Meaning the events in the waking plane do not invoke a reaction from you. The events in the dream do not invoke a reaction from you. The deep sleep does not invoke a reaction. There is no guilt, there is no expectation.
It's
Maintain the
It's
poise.
the knowledge that in sleep state there is no reaction or action at all.
Yes,
It's an understanding that in the dream state we know when we wake up, that was just a dream.
correct.
Correct? And translating these two experiences to our wakeful state. To say that whatever is happening here now, it's nothing.
कुछ nothing.
Yeah? So that will give the
बोल के देखो फिर पता चलेगा.
मैं बोलती हूँ ज़्यादा.
अच्छा तुम ज़्यादा बोलते हो इसलिए वो रिपीट कर रहा है.
She just saved you.
True wives. पति व्रता. So in this manner, iti prathama khandaha, with this the first part of the Kaivalya Upanishad concludes, and this is supposed, they say it is an addition to the Upanishad from the, it says, yah shataru, you can repeat after me, yah shatarudriyam adhite सोग्नि पूतो भवति सुरापानात् पूतो भवति ब्रह्महत्यात् पूतो भवति कृत्याकृत्यात् पूतो भवति तस्माद् अविमुक्तमाश्रितो भवति अत्याश्रमी सर्वदा सकृदा जपेत. He who studies, reflects and contemplates this Kaivalya Upanishad, yah shatarudriyam adhite, what happens to him? It is glorified, this Kaivalya Upanishad, glorified as equivalent to hundreds of Rudra Path. Shatarudriya. तो 100 times रुद्रम बोलोगे तो एक बार इसको कैवल्य उपनिषद को बोलो, इट इज इक्वल. सो वी नो हाउ टू लेवरेज इन आवर बिजनेस, इजंट इट? व्हाट इज लेवरेज? डूइंग मोर विद लेस. सो दिस इज स्मार्ट. ओम नमस्ते भग. हम ऊपर नीचे करते हैं, उसके बाद पसीना. आफ्टर दैट वी स्टार्ट स्वेटिंग. वी ऑल डू. Yeah, or our throat goes away. But here, within how many verses was that? 24. In 24 verses, you are getting the merit of chanting 100 Rudrams. So that is the first one. This is a Falashruti type. The Rudra part, the invocation of Lord Shiva is purified by the fire of knowledge. So what did we say? There is action. Where there is action, there is fire, there is heat generated, isn't it? So where is action? At the body level, kaya, vacha, and third, manasa. So what is kaya doing? How do you sweat yourself? By going around Kailash. That is the grossest way of sweating yourself. Second way is chanting. Rudram. In the buses we are doing now, every morning we are doing. That is second way. But it is subtler than the gross way. The effect of chanting will be greater than going for pilgrimages. Anytime. Greater than that is contemplation and inquiry. contemplation on this Kaivalya Upanishad, just now we read, it is equivalent to 100 times chanting of Rudram. So choose wisely. Is purified by the fire of knowledge. Whether you act at the body level, heat will be generated. You chant, heat will be generated. You contemplate, heat will be generated. And what does heat do?
Burn the
Burns away all that is not required. It burns away everything. So, if you are smart, which one will you do? You will do all the three. You cannot be always contemplating. You cannot be always chanting. You cannot be always doing pilgrimage. So, sometimes pilgrimage, sometimes chanting, sometimes contemplation. Every day keep the three faculties, avenues of action engaged, so that purification is taking place. Then he says, invocation of the Lord is purified by the fire of knowledge, gets cleansed of the guilt of consumption. What is that? So what are the papam that we have done? If you have drunk wine, here it says surapanat puto bhavati. So the sin created by drinking alcohol. See, you are so great. You are standing in the spiritual bar, but you did not even look at it and drink it and aspire for it. Surapanat puto bhavati. You came for Kaivalya Upanishad class. You came to drink the nectar of the self. Surapa. So the guilt that I did, whenever someone does something wrong, others may know or not know. We know from within our heart that we have done something wrong, whether it is by manasa, vacha, kaya. So that guilt of drinking the alcohol, that is neutralized. Then second one is the guilt of consumption of wine, killing of the wise. Then brahma hatya puto bhavati. So sometimes by mistake it can happen, like Dasharath ji had done. He killed that Shravan Kumar who was taking care of his parents. So if he had chanted Kaivalya Upanishad, it would have helped him.
गुरु बोला
Who
नहीं.
knows?
गुरु ने बोला नहीं, उसने छुपा के रखा. उसने जाके वशिष्ठ जी को बता दिया होता तो he would have given a तोड़, But whatever it is, in this life, you will have to pay for the consequence. But consequence may happen out there in the world. But in the mind, we must not carry the guilt. Guilt kills us more than the action. So that is what we are talking about here. Killing of the Brahma hatyat puto bhavati, krutya akrutyat puto bhavati. What you have done or not done, the guilt of that also is you are absolved of. Unloading the guilt of acts of commission and omission. I should have done that, I should not have done that. Everything is अपने जीवन में सबके ही है. Then next one is tasmad amuktam ashrito bhavati. So the last one is says anyone seeking, where are we? Unloading the guilts of the act of commission and omission, and thus attains total freedom from all dependence. Ashrito bhavati. Ashrita is dependence. Kisi ki sharan lena. So you are not dependent on the body, you are not dependent on the world, you are not dependent on God, on anything. You are only dependent on the self. That is it. And in this way, anyone seeking the truth referred here as a renunciate should always or at least once chant the Upanishad. Our Prakash ji, he chants every day while taking shower. Our Anubhavan ji chants every day while taking shower. Probably you learned from him that habit, is it? Or you are chanting before?
No, actually when Swami and Paramananda ji took that class in Auckland 2004.
From that time you have been chanting it. So that means, so that is good thing. Anena jnanam apnoti. संसारार्णवनाशनम् तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं कैवल्यं फलमश्नुते इति अथर्ववेदे कैवल्योपनिषत् समाप्ता. Together, if you want to chant, anena jnanam apnoti sansararnavanashanam tasmadevam viditvainam kaivalyam phalamashnuta iti atharva vede kaivalya upanishad samapta. By the practice of as indicated above, one attains the knowledge and wisdom which is the destroyer of the ocean of relative transmigration. By knowing the absolute truth, recognition of this absolute is the ultimate gain indeed. It is the ultimate gain indeed. So, kaivalyam phalam ashnutaya iti. So, if you want to gain anything, gain the self, not the world. And in this manner, this is the thus concludes the Kaivalya Upanishad, which is coming from the Atharva Veda. And thank you to all of you for giving me the opportunity to go through the Kaivalya Upanishad and contemplate on it. And I think it made a big difference for our approach to the whole yatra. And I think for me it did. I don't know. I'm sure it must have helped you also to come out of your altitude sickness.
No, to not to feel bad that altitude
Yes,
sickness
yes. It is natural for it. 2 years ago, I was what you were going through, I was going through, even though I've gone so many times. Anyway.
So not only altitude sickness, I hope it cleans the attitude sickness as well.
हाय क्या बात है, क्या बात कर दी एकदम ठोक दिया. Attitude sickness. Attitude has been corrected. Good. And yes.
While we were going out
Thank
for the parikrama, you are taking us in on the parikrama.
Very good. Very good. And yeah, so with this we conclude the Kaivalya Upanishad, and may what is given in the Upanishad transform us and make us up. When we keep contemplating upon it, may the grace of the Upanishad express as our abidance in that one principle, the absolute I. And I wish that for everyone, and I will pray to Kailash to bless us with that abidance. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment.